Hello, my name is Kwadjo Ntow, and today I will be presenting a poster on a paper that was published in the Journal of Affective Disorders titled Maternal and Infant Face Performance on the Face-to-Face Task Following Cognitive Behavioral Therapy for Postpartum Depression. Postpartum depression is a common complication of birth and is estimated to affect around 17% of women in the first year after delivery. Apart from the negative personal problems it poses to these women, postpartum depression may also have adverse effects on mother-infant relationships, one of the mechanisms underlying the intergenerational transmission of depression. The mutual regulation model has been proposed to help understand how mothers assist their infants in regulating their emotions. According to this model, mothers help regulate their infants' emotions by sensitively responding to their communicative cues and signals. However, this may not always be the case as mothers with postpartum depression may be less responsive to their infant's signals during face-to-face interactions. A constant cycle of these actions may render infants to be unable to adaptively regulate their emotions, and these have been associated with development of psychopathology in both childhood and adolescence. Now, one well-researched way of measuring mother-infant interaction patterns and mutual regulation is through something known as the face-to-face still-face task. This task consists of 3 episodes of 2 minutes each. During the play episode, mothers interact with their infants as they normally would at home. During the still-face episode, mothers are asked to keep a neutral expression, kind of like a poker face, without speaking to or touching their infants. Finally, in the reunion episode, mothers are instructed to re-engage with their infants as they did in the play episode. This brings us to our main objectives of this study. Now, due to the high prevalence of postpartum depression and its influence on mothers, their infants, and the healthcare system, we wanted to explore if an effective treatment like cognitive behavioral therapy could alter face-to-face still-face performance of mothers with postpartum depression and their infants, both immediately after treatment and 3 months post-treatment, and also to determine if these changes would normalize to the performance of healthy, non-depressed mothers and their infants. To do this, we recruited 35 mothers diagnosed with major depressive disorder and their infants if they were less than 3 months postpartum. In addition, 35 non-depressed control mothers and their infants were recruited and matched on infant age, infant sex, and familial socioeconomic status. The study consisted of 3 different testing sessions. During the first session or study visit, all mothers and their infants participated in the face-to-face still-face task. Afterwards, the mothers with postpartum depression were administered with 9 weeks of group cognitive behavioral therapy, while the healthy control group received no treatment. Another face-to-face still-face session was scheduled and administered immediately after the 9-week period for both groups, and the same thing was repeated 9 months afterwards. The main infant outcomes on the face-to-face still-face task that we used in our study were infant withdrawn, protesting, social positive engagement, social monitor, and object environment engagement. Maternal outcomes included social positive engagement, social monitor with positive vocalizations, and social monitor with no or neutral vocalizations. Moving on to the results, we found that the infants of mothers with depression showed decreases in withdrawn behavior in response to treatment, which normalized to the levels of the infants of non-depressed mothers 3 months after the completion of treatment. However, changes in other infant outcomes were not observed, and this was the case with all 3 maternal outcomes as well. To conclude, this study suggests that group CBT for postpartum depression may lead to adaptive changes in infant behavior, such as reduced levels in infant withdrawn behavior. It is worth noting that other face-to-face still-face task outcomes did not change, which suggests that maternal postpartum depression treatment alone may not be enough to produce robust changes in these specific outcomes, and perhaps a dyadic approach to treatment may be more viable. In the end, though, it is clear and apparent that understanding how maternal treatment for postpartum depression affects both mothers and their infants can help in the development of psychotherapies that optimize outcomes for mothers, their infants, and their entire family. Thank you.